Hey everyone, coming to you from the vehicle. Today is day 4 of 21 days for finding hope in uncertain times, and this won't be posted on YouTube until I get back this evening, but it'll stay in this group. But it will be posted. Many of you that have been in this group know this topic, but this is really good to pay attention to, is who's running your show. So years ago, I was introduced to a thing called parts work, which many of you have probably heard, internal family systems. I'm going to take my seatbelt off because I'm stationary. And it's like, this is your grandmother's voice, this is your uncle's voice. And I'm the type of person, I always say it this way, I can complicate a potato chip. So I made it simple for myself. So the way I see it is, when we start paying attention to our thoughts, and it's not like you should walk around all day, oh my God, what's the thought I'm thinking? But Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about watching the thinker, and many of you have seen this video before, but if you haven't, this is really good to start paying attention to, is who is running my show, and what do I mean by that? I mean, what voice is active in your mind right now? So we hear it called the ego, the monkey mind. I call it the bully in our brain. Because the more I pay attention to that, the more I'm like, that is not a helpful voice. We can make the case that it's trying to protect us, which on some level it is. But to me, my voice, when I really started paying attention to it, not that I believe in the devil or anything, even though I was raised to believe in that, honestly, it can sound like a bit of a demonic voice. I used to call it the voice that was trying to kill me. It's that voice that's incessantly going. It's the mind chatter. I call it the bully in our brain, because that's what it sounds like to me. So the way I broke this down is, we have the bully in our brain, we have that internal wounded child, and then we have what I call our healthy adult, call it higher self. Any way you want to look at it, you could call it the Bermuda Triangle, whatever way you want to look at it. But really, the primary voice that you want to catch in the act of going down the rabbit hole, especially now more than ever, with all the media, all the news. We've talked about the death toll and the numbers constantly about people getting infected, and then if you are scrolling through social media, you'll see so much fear, and I truly believe fear is the much larger virus, because fear is so much more infectious to all of us, and the activation of that fear doesn't help any of us. It really doesn't. And I'm not saying I'm devoid of fear in my life. In this arena, in this particular pandemic, I don't personally feel fear about it. Am I practicing the social distancing and all of that? Absolutely. Am I doing my part in this? Absolutely. But what you want to pay attention to is, who's running my show. So how do you know this? How I notice it is, how do you feel? How do you feel? How am I feeling right now? And if I feel like crap, to me, that is such a clear indication that the bully in my brain, that monkey mind, if you want to call it the ego, is activated. And it's like, oh my God, you're going to catch this. Oh my God, you got to wipe this down. Oh my God. It's the terror and panic voice. It's a very different voice than, I'm going to be socially responsible. I'm going to wipe things down. I'm just going to, I love these 2 lines. Trust in God, but tie your camel. Pray to God, but row to shore. Hey, Kirsty, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do these things. And knowing that I'm doing it, okay, I'm being socially responsible. But when I hear this voice, oh my God, you touched that thing. Oh my God, you grabbed that door handle. And oh my God, that's the bully in your brain. And this voice can be so freaking sneaky. And that sneaky side sounds like, well, you should do this, you should do that. And again, how do you know? You know by how you feel. If fear is escalating in you, if you just feel like crap, it's a pretty clear indication that bully voice is activated and it's running your show. And when you start to really pay attention to that and catch that in the act of if you're, scrolling through social media and you're finding, oh my God, my fear is elevating. Oh my God, my panic's elevating. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's circling the drain with our thoughts. I had this happen the other day, and it wasn't about the coronavirus or COVID-19. It was more just stuff in my life that I was noticing, and I'm like, I was out hiking with my dog, and I'm like, oh my God, it was such a cesspool of negative thinking that had such a grip on me. But catching it in the act, I was like, oh my God, there's that voice. And what popped in my head was this thought, I think, Kirsty, I told you this, you're not the boss of me. And literally I went, you're not the boss of me. And I said that, and I started to laugh, and I interrupted my thoughts from circling the drain and getting sucked down into the black abyss of, oh my God, terror, fear, anxiety, it's the end of the world. It's all of that, whatever it is for us. So when you catch that, it's huge. As again, Eckhart Tolle says, watching the thinker. So what happens is you can start to separate from those thoughts. And many of you that have been around me anytime know this story. Knowing that changed my life in this particular way. Knowing the abandonment issues that I had and understanding where they started so early in life. When my husband and I would be in dissension, I would be like, we got to figure this out right now. We got to talk about it. My wounded kid was running my show, who was terrified of being abandoned. So the other thing to notice is when you're in that terror and that fear about the pandemic, it's who's running my show. That's the kid. That's the kid that's like, oh my God, I could get it. Oh my God, I'm not going to be okay. So how do you tell the difference between the bully and the child? The child is that strong, potent emotional charge. And then the bully tends to activate that part of us, or the kid gets activated and the bully parachutes in and is like, you better, wipe that down or do this, it's going to be demise and all that. And the battle goes on between those two parts. So when I would catch this, like my husband and I would have an argument, and I'd be like, we got to work it out. And I couldn't change that at all right out of the gate. I just became aware of it. My behavior didn't change at all for a while. I still had my chasing energy going on, my terrified little kid, terrified of, oh my God, I'm going to be abandoned. I just started to observe it. And then the more I stayed in observation of it, that was a pattern interrupt. Just to go, oh my God. I was like, I was aware, wow, my kid's really running my show. Didn't mean the behavior stopped. Then I became someone that was watching myself in that behavior. But that was huge. That was huge to catch that, to see it. And then the more I started to catch that, then I started to notice, and it took time, I would say months, that I would just catch it, be aware of it. And then all of a sudden I was able to go, whoa, I can take a step back from this. And then that behavior started to change. So with the pandemic that's going on and the fear virus that's going around, you may not be able to stop it at all right out of the gate. So if you let yourself off the hook, because it's very likely you have a ton of momentum going, especially if you're listening to the news and reading through social media, and you cannot help but gravitate towards the negative news when that's what you're filling your head with, because you're literally programming your cells to start to look for more negative. So then when you start to interrupt that, again, you're probably not going to see the behavior change right away, but all of a sudden you'll be like, wow, I'm catching it more. And then I'm catching it more. And then you'll start to be like, do I really want to read that? Do I really want to look at that? Is that really going to help me? And that's how you'll start to notice change. And then you might migrate back to it, but then you're like, oh, I caught myself again. And then you can pull back from it. So the key here is, like, don't set yourself up for failure and go, well, I've caught it, but I'm still not changing it. Because then there's the epic self-judgment and there's the bully. Well, see, you caught it and you're still not changing it and you should change it by now. And then that gets activated and it's like, oh my God. So when you just go, okay, I'm observing myself kind of spinning out of control here. I'm observing myself sort of like a magnet pulled to the negative news and pulled to the death count or pulled to the this many infections today. And okay, I caught myself in the act, and maybe it took you till the end of the day, but you know what? At least I caught myself. And then you want to anchor that in. So, my long monologue, but let's just start tapping. Karate chop. Even though that bully in my brain has such a grip on me, that bully is chastising me. Look at you, watching the news again, checking the death toll. I choose to honor. I'm catching this now. Even though I can have an inner battle that's raging right now, like a moth to the flame, I still go to the negative news. But what if it's good that I'm catching it? Even if I can't change this behavior yet. Even though here I go again, reading the death toll, the new infections, all the politics. What if that's okay? At least I'm giving myself credit, or I can give myself credit for just catching it. And go to the eyebrow. Who is running my show? Which part of me is in charge right now? If I'm feeling like crap about myself, that's a pretty good indicator. The monkey mind, the bully in my brain, that incessant chatter has a grip on me. And then if I'm caught in intense emotion, that's my kid. My terrified kid. That sounds like, oh God, I'm going to catch it. Oh God, I didn't wipe that down. Oh my God, this is so terrible. And what if I can soothe that inner child? It's okay, you're terrified. Why wouldn't you be? The collective consciousness right now is caught up in this. There's nothing wrong with you here. But right here, right now, you're okay. Right here, right now. In this moment, I'm okay. And what if, by paying attention to who's running my show, when I'm aware, what if I start to unhook from that bully in my brain and my wounded child? And what if I can use this opportunity to heal those parts of me? What if when I catch the bully incessantly chattering away, I could say, "You're not the boss of me right now. You don't get to hijack me." And then what if, when I feel fear and terror activated in me, I can attend to that child in me that feels so unsafe in this world, and let that part of me know, you're not wrong for feeling this way. Right here, right now, I'm okay. Right here, right now, in this moment, I'm safe. And what if, the more I catch this and let myself off the hook, the more the terror and fear subside. And when I catch that, "What are you doing? This is terrible," I can say, "You're not the boss of me." And by interrupting or soothing these parts of me, my nervous system starts to soothe. And from a calmer state of being, I have access to that part of me, my intuition, my higher self, whatever I want to call it. And I get that calm guidance and direction. And then I just feel better. And then a little better. And then a little better. And then I'm doing my part in the current state of affairs. And then take a breath. So I can't tell you how helpful I have found that to be like, who's running my show right now? Like I said the other day, I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking circling the drain with my thoughts. And then that thought popped in my head, you're not the boss of me. And I just cracked up, and it interrupted that, circling the drain with my thoughts. And I felt soothed so quickly. And the more you practice that, it has that cumulative effect over time, you'll be like, wow, I can handle this. I got this. It's okay. It's okay. So, Lynn, Tina, Christy, I saw your little heart come up, but I don't see your name. Kirsty, and anyone else, that's who I can see. I hope you found this helpful. And again, this will be posted on YouTube later this evening when I'm back. We had to make a water run. So I wish you all well and take good care. And that's it. See you back here tomorrow for day 5. Bye for now.